February 29th, 2016. We're going to do Matthew chapter 26, verses 17. There's 74 verses in this chapter, so let's see what we can get through. We're going to talk about the Last Supper. We'll first start about Judas agrees to betray Jesus. So the last part of it was when Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over to the Pharisees. Okay, so then the Last Supper, on the first day of the festival of the unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Where do you want us to make preparations for you to eat the Passover?" He replied, "Go into the city and a certain man and tell him, 'The teacher says, my appointed time is near. I am going to celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house.'" So the disciples did as Jesus directed them and prepared the Passover. When evening came, Jesus was reclining at the table with 12. And while they were eating, he said, "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." They were very sad and began to say to one another, "Surely you don't mean me, Lord." Jesus replied, "The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me. The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to the man who betrays the Son of Man. It would better for him to not be born." Then Judas, the one who had betrayed him, said, "Surely you don't mean me, Rabbi." Jesus said, You have said so." Jesus answered, "You have said so." While they were eating, Jesus took bread, and then he had given thanks. He broke it and gave the disciples, saying, "Take and eat. This is my body." Then he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood, the covenant, which is poured out for my many forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink from this fruit of the vine from now until the day I drink with my new Father in his kingdom. With you in my Father in his kingdom." When they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus told them, "This very night you will fall away on account of me, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you into Galilee." Peter replied, "Even if all fall away on account of you, I will never." "Truly I tell you," Jesus said, "this very night before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. But Peter declared, "Even if I die with you, I will never disown you." And all the disciples said the same. Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to put to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Going a little farther, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." Then he returned to the disciples and found them sleeping. Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour?" He asked Peter. "Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away a second time and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." When he came back again, he found them sleeping because their eyes were heavy. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same thing. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Look, at the hour has come, and the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here he comes, my betrayer." Tomorrow we're going to read 47 through 74. Jesus arrested, Jesus before the Sanhedrin, and Peter disowns Jesus. I'll do a quick little poem here. Life is a mixture of sunshine and rain, laughter and teardrops, pleasure and pain, low tides and high tides, mountains and plans, triumphs and defeats, and losses and gains. But always in all ways, God guiding and leading, and he alone knows that things we're most needing. And when he sends sorrow or some dreaded affliction, be assured that it comes with God's kind benediction. And if we accept it as a gift of His love, we'll be showered with blessings from the Father above. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.